Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes College Basketball Thanksgiving Week Edition. I am the perfect one, AJ, and with me, as always, is the man with the numbers, the man with the stats, the man who knows everything sports about everything sports, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell are you doing for the third time today?
still doing great. Doing great, AJ.
Dude, and you have to be, especially because not only is the college football season wrapping up and we're getting into bowl season and playoff season, not only is the NFL just starting to get cooked with the end of the season coming up, but no, we are knee deep into college basketball, the money maker for a lot of bettors out there, but also, in my opinion, one of the more fun sports to watch out there, because I just got done watching St. Mary's face Notre Dame winning by 3 points, and damn it, Notre Dame almost got a 3-point shot off the end with 4 seconds left that I really was scared was going to go in, but damn, here I am up a couple of units, and we love to see that. But that's what you love about college basketball. It comes out of nowhere. And from what I understand, Noah, we have a really big week ahead of us with college basketball.
Yeah, we do, AJ. And I for one could not be more excited about it. We have all the Thanksgiving weekend tournaments coming up. Thanksgiving week, not just weekend, because some of them have started already. A lot of interesting matchups. A lot of kind of type of games that you maybe might be little precursors, little hints into March Madness later in the season, because you got teams. Well, I mean, you got teams that wouldn't usually play each other before conference play starts here in a couple of weeks, but it should be very, very exciting. It's already been very exciting the last couple days, even dating all the way back to last Thursday or Friday when it was all kind of really getting going. I know we saw our Arizona Wildcats had a almost blown lead in a close one against Wichita State, but then came out and absolutely spanked Michigan. That was super exciting.
Super fun to watch.
There's going to be a lot of interesting basketball. Like I said, we got a couple of really good tournaments here coming up, or currently going on. And I could not be more excited for it.
Neither could I. So why don't
especially,
you let me know?
I was going to say, especially starting with the Maui Gym and Maui Invitational.
Yes, sir.
That I think started today, maybe yesterday.
Today it did, I believe.
Yeah, so we had a couple of really good games today. Wisconsin beating Texas A&M by 11. That one kind of surprised me. I figured it would be a close game. I kind of thought A&M might win that one. Houston absolutely taking it to Butler. Oregon, another team in that one, playing Chaminade, who's by far the worst team in that tournament. And then obviously the St. Mary's Notre Dame game that you just alluded to. But today was just the first round. Tomorrow we got 4 more games in that one, which got some consolation games, and the ones that you got A&M Butler in a consolation game. You got Wisconsin Houston in an important game, which I did to have another blowout win. And then you said St. Mary's won?
Yeah, St. Mary's did win.
Okay, so then that means we'll have St. Mary's Oregon, and Notre Dame will play Chaminade, what I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyways, it'll be interesting, and the championship in this one could be very interesting if we get a Houston-Oregon matchup.
Ooh.
That could be a very exciting game. Obviously, we could have something else happen too. You never know. But Man, I love these tournaments. Obviously, the one I've got my eye on the most, the battle for Atlantis. We have Loyola playing in that one, so that's why I'm big time following that. But a lot of big teams in that. A lot of big teams. You got Loyola, Michigan State, Auburn, UConn, Baylor. Feel like I'm leaving somebody out of that one, maybe two people out. And VCU is another team that's in that. That'll be a very interesting tournament.
Yeah.
That one starts on Wednesday. I do want a quick shout out women's basketball.
Shout out.
Women's battle for Atlantis, very good too. Had a matchup with the number 1 and 2 teams today, with South Carolina, the number 1 team, UConn number 2. South Carolina ended up winning that game by double digits, but don't let that fool you. It was a much closer game than that. It was very close down to the wire until South Carolina pulled ahead late in the fourth quarter. Speaking of 1 versus 2 matchups, tomorrow we have Gonzaga UCLA.
Yes, we do.
The number 1 versus the number 2 in men's, a rematch of the Final Four from last year. If you guys can recall, that game ended on a Jalen Suggs half-court shot going in with a tie score to push Gonzaga into the national championship. I'm excited to watch that tomorrow.
Dude, it'll be fun. That'll be a really good game. And I'm so stoked because we have so many good matchups already so early in the season. I don't remember a college basketball season where we've had matchups like these in a long time, and it could be just the COVID shit and everything that warps my memory. But dude, it's been a season so far in Loyola. Let's talk about Loyola really quick, because Loyola, whenever I seem to bet on them, they just seem to be covering machines, bro.
Yeah, although I want to say they're only like 2-2 ATS this season, but
I thought they were 3-1.
They might be 3-1.
But regardless,
I don't know too much. I mean, they were, I know their last game, they were 18-point favorites, and the game was very close for like most of it. And then Loyola started going on a major run late, and ended up being a 16, 17-point game, something like that. But I've got my personal ties to Loyola, so
of course.
So we got that going, but I think it'll be fun. They're going to be pushing the narrative a ton, which is obviously why they got matched up against Michigan State in the first round of this tournament. Their coach, Drew Valentine, brother of Denzel Valentine, who played at Michigan State. Drew Valentine got his coaching start immediately after college at Michigan State under Tom Izzo. So got a little master and apprentice type of thing going on here.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun game. I think it'll be a really fun game. Loyola's looked really sharp so far this season, and so that's obviously that whole tournament. I'm very excited for. Baylor on the other side of the bracket. I do really enjoy watching Baylor.
They're great at basketball.
But still got a couple games for a couple days until that happens, and until then I'll be watching the Maui Invitational.
Hell yeah!
Some of these other big tournaments that are going on. A lot of good games to watch, a lot of good games to bet on if you're into that. This is Thanksgiving week. I would say outside of March Madness is probably the most exciting week of the college basketball season.
100%, dude. There's just games left, right, center, tournaments going on. It's
when you get all these cross conference games too. So
exactly, games you don't really get to see a lot until you do get to March. You'll love to see it, dude. And it's just opportunities left, right, center for us gamblers out there to take advantage of some of these lines that are very off and stuff like that. And you'll love to see it.
Yeah, so I mean, you got all that happening. As far as the teams go, I mean, there's a lot of teams that I love. There's, a couple that are on my hate list, although I know last time we covered that, one of the teams on my hate list, Ohio State, I actually bet on them today against Seton Hall.
That's right. You told me about that.
Ended up squeaking out a 3-point win. I don't know if they're fully off my hate list. I do think they're not that great, but I Seton Hall was a team that I felt was very overrated.
Yeah.
I know you don't feel the same because
Not even a little bit, bro. Fuck, Seton Hall's so good.
You're a big time Seton Hall better. I don't even know if you're a fan of the team. You're just
I
you
hate
love
the
betting
team,
on
but I
Seton
love
Hall.
betting on Seton Hall.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. It's like a masterpiece. It's some people are into paintings or music or whatever. This is my muse right here. It's just college basketball. It starts coming together beautifully, and I just fucking love it. It's all a masterpiece. It's all a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
And it all leads to one big crescendo at the end of the season, which is March Madness and the beautiful tournament that takes place. No, honest to God, I think we should do a live show in Vegas or from the national tournament somewhere. We got to be holding regionals in Arizona or some shit like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what teams are where and where they're positioned to be geographically in their games, and maybe we can do a little
work something out.
Do a little live something from a couple of the March Madness games. I don't know. I would not be opposed to that.
My job does love to say I have unlimited PTO, so I'd love to see how unlimited that PTO is. Yeah. So
test the waters, baby.
Test the waters, brother. Well, you guys said I had unlimited PTO. What do you mean I can't take the month of March off? But anyway, Noah, before we sign off for the day, any other thoughts on college basketball before we really get into nitty gritty of it? Because we will do a degenerate bets of college football, degenerate bets of of professional football. And honestly, I think we're at the point that we need to start doing a degenerate bets for college basketball.
We definitely could. We definitely could. I just, not that they're huge sleepers, but some of the teams I would definitely watch out for. Houston, Baylor.
Houston, yeah.
Two teams that were in the Final Four last year, but are ranked a little lower. I think Houston and Baylor are both very good teams. Purdue's going to be a really, really, really good team this year.
No longer the Boilermakers. They are the spoiler makers, brother.
I don't even know if you can call them spoiler makers because they'll probably be favored in most games this year. But Villanova, even though they have 2 losses, do not worry about that. They're going to be really good. And, I'd be ashamed if I didn't bring up our Arizona Wildcats. I mean, holy shit, they're looking good.
Dude, we're so good.
And I am shocked. I'm very pleasantly shocked with that.
Very first year with a new coach, new recruits and everything, very young team. But hey, we're looking damn good.
Yeah, and then Duke. I mean, they are ranked 5, but I think Krzyzewski's last dance here is going to be a special one. I don't know if they'll win the championship. But they're gonna go on a massive tear this season.
Massive tear, massive run. Honest to God, whenever you see Duke, it's hard not to bet on them, especially with the last run and everything like that.
And then, other than that, my couple teams not to I would say my couple teams on what do I call it? My not to sleep on list, like don't sleep on them list. Obviously Loyola, one of those on there. San Francisco, who is in the same conference as Gonzaga. Watch out for them to maybe actually give Gonzaga a hard time. I don't think they'll win either of the two games they play against Gonzaga, but they might give them a hard time, one or two of them.
Shit.
Indiana is a big sleeper team, I think. And then, other than that, at this point, a Clemson team that's lost 2 games is a team that I
like
really
like
what I'm
team
seeing
a lot.
Even though they've lost twice, I like a lot what I'm seeing from them. And out of the Pac-12, just to make the Pac-12 a little bit more relevant here, Washington State might be coming out of nowhere this year.
Okay, I'm a fan
so
of it.
That's we'll see if I feel the same way in a week, but those are currently my teams that I'm kind of feeling good about. Like I said, very excited about Gonzaga, UCLA. I like UCLA to win in a close one. I just don't think Gonzaga has the depth to deal with an actual team. I mean, they did very good against Texas.
Yeah.
But that was entirely the Timmy show. I mean, if you shut down, we have yet to see if you shut down Timmy and just double team him the entire game, if anyone else on the team can actually fucking produce.
Exactly.
So,
and I think, and you're right. I think UCLA will shut down Timmy or not shut him down, but at least hold him to less points than he's used to. And this U of A team, in my opinion, is really good. I'm looking forward to a Elite 8 run, hopefully, when we get to the tournament, especially if we can get the seeding and everything right. It's going to be a good year. Always going to bet on Seton Hall because I've bet against them too many times and have lost too many times. And that's all I really have to say on college basketball. We will have more degenerate takes, locks, and picks when it comes to college basketball later in the week. Please follow us on TikTok at degenerate take 69 for all of those picks, including my shirts of the week for college and professional football. We're looking at 3 shirts, Noah, 3 shirts for this upcoming Thursday. It's going to be big, so you definitely want to follow us on TikTok there. And however you're listening, however you're watching, thank you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back next time with some more degenerate takes.